Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a the collective for today. Today is Wednesday, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve. You may follow me on the attack, the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. You know we want that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Erica's Lenormand of Hope. I got this at lepenetaire.com. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hopefully everybody's got something good planned for tonight. I shouldn't say it like that. Like, do whatever the hell you want, right? I mean, I'm staying at home. It's cold out. It's supposed to snow. I got shrimp. I made my pasta salad. I got bean salad. Like, I'm all good. I am all good. We got one on the table. I got the Bubs behind me. He's resting. I think he might have eaten too much today. I think this might be the one day where he's like, dude, you fed me too much. We got 3 on the table. 3 on the table. Let's do 2 more shuffles. That was a whole little... We got 6 on the table. Last shuffle. Seven with bottom of the deck. We've got Rider. We got Snake. I was really hoping for more positivity. Child. We've got Heart. We got Birds. We've got Mountain. And then bottom of the deck, we've got Man. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. You can change that to a woman. It doesn't matter. It's just an energy. I'm going to read it as man because it's easy. All right, so there's 2 things going on here. One, this child could actually be a child, okay? The other thing is that 2 slightly different things going on here. Or the other is that whoever this snake is childlike, like a child, not like a childlike mentality, like special or disabled or learning disability, okay? More like childlike, like stunted, like doesn't take accountability for oneself, doesn't really learn from lessons, kind of builds themselves up through life to where they just become more and more toxic. Like they might not have started out that way, but because they don't really take care of themselves the way that they should, it's like they just become more and more toxic, more and more karmic. Here's the thing. If this is a child, okay, like a real child, there's some type of to me it's some type of like back and forth, some type of give and what is it, not give and take, but like when you push and pull, kind of like a push and pull. Like whoever this snake is and whoever this man is, like they might be fighting over the welfare of a child, okay? The rider and the birds is movement. They're fighting for the heart space of a child, okay? And you can also look at it like this too. Like if that's the case, like let's say it's a mom and a dad, right? Let's say the snake is the mom and the dad is the man, okay? We'll just make it easy. The child doesn't necessarily have to be like a little kid, like I'm 45. Like I have a dad and I have a mom. They're divorced. It would be like the two of them fighting over me, like fighting to win my affection, right? Like even at the age of 45 and they're in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't technically have to be like a little kid. It can be. Here's the thing about this though. Whether the child is a little kid or not, whoever this man is, okay? Again, doesn't matter if it's a man. With the mountain card, they're trying to block off this snake. Not the kid, but the snake. Like they're trying to protect the kid, they're trying to protect themselves from whoever this snake is. The thing is when you have people fight over, like when you have people fight over custody, like a little kid, technically both parents have rights. In a lot of states, in a lot of counties, the mother's rights are viewed more so than the man. Technically, that could be because they just figure a child should be with its mother. Technically, it could be because even in the court system, they realize that men probably don't want full custody of their children, so they just give it to the women. That's not always necessarily the case, right? I've known men. I mean, my ex-husband should have fought for custody for his son and did not. His mom, his sister, and I gave him hell for that for years. And I think he always said that he didn't do it because he just wanted to play along with her so that he always had access to his kid. The thing is you go to court, you get a lawyer, you go to court, and you let them figure that out. And she has to adhere to that, whether she likes it or not. And he was very good with his son, very good with his son. And I think even though she used to talk down to him all the time and treat him like he was garbage, but he literally took care of them when their son was a baby, worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs, while she sat at home and cheated on him and all kinds of stuff. So like he was a good dad, and he loves that kid who is now an adult. But it's like whoever this man is, like they're moving heaven and earth, right? They're moving mountains to try and protect this kid, to try and protect themselves. Again, if it's a child that like fighting for custody, if it's an older child, right, like my age, a little bit younger, whatever, older, I don't know. It kind of along the same lines. It's like whoever this man is, like they're moving mountains to try and not like get in the child's good graces, but like maybe just have a relationship with them. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes when adults get older and their children get older, like they lose contact, like they don't have as close a relationship. And I think because I've been on my own like the last 2 years and I really haven't had anything to do with my family, it's a little hard for me to let them in because I like my own space. I like to be alone. Um, if I want to go hang out with friends, I go hang out with friends, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to take account for anybody to anybody. I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend or anything like that. So I can do whatever the hell I want. And I think I told you guys in another video, it was it was a little hard for me to make space for my dad and my brother this year at Thanksgiving, at Christmas, because, not to sound like an asshole, I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to. It's not that I don't love them, it's not that I don't love seeing them, but the last 2 years, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, like, I was always doing my own thing, taking care of myself on my own with the kiddies or with a friend, like, having to work them in and figure that out, but also keep my space because I like my space. You know, it's hard. Actually, my dad called today wanting to know what I was doing for New Year's, and I mean, I'm not going out and doing anything, but I told him, like, I have plans, and I do. Like, I'm doing my own thing. So I said to him, I said, "Do you want to do dinner on Sunday? Like, let's do dinner on Sunday. We could even make it a regular thing if he wants. I mean, I can pick up some Burger King. I like my Whopper with cheese and no onion. 30 grams of protein, by the way. But yeah, I'm like, we can go out to dinner on Sunday. You want to go out to dinner? Let's go out to dinner." And he was excited. He's like, "Oh, you got plans? Okay." And I said, "How about Sunday?" And he goes, "Sunday?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, where and when?" He was excited. And I'm excited. Like, I want to see him. I just, he kind of called at the last minute, and I just figured he was working, or, he has his part-time job and he's semi-retired. Or maybe he was hanging out with my brother. I don't know. He has friends. I mean, maybe he was hanging out with one of his work friends. I don't know. And again, like, so let me put it like this. When I lived at home before, when I was younger, like, we didn't really do anything on New Year's. Sometimes we would ring in the New Year's, to midnight. Sometimes everybody would fall asleep and we'd just go to bed. When I was with the ex-husband for, 10, 11 years, I think twice we went out for New Year's Eve. Once was to Navy Pier in Chicago, which was amazing and also horrifying because there were so many freaking people there. And I think another year we did something else, but usually we just stayed at home, watched TV, fell asleep. Usually I would, like, make something good for dinner, or he would make steaks or something, or we'd have shrimp, or I think a couple times we did, like, little appetizer type stuff, like little snacky stuff like you would do for, like, football games and stuff. Like, we didn't really do anything. Watch movies, watch TV. But, again, like, since my divorce, like, for me, like, let me say it like this. The holidays that I would always spend alone: New Year's, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. Every once in a while, when the ex-husband and I were together, we would have like a 4th of July party. But those kind of, like, little like, we would always spend alone. When we got divorced, that first year, I spent Thanksgiving and Christmas with my parents and my brother. And then that next year, I had the falling out with my mother, and that was it. Like, I was on my own. And I got used to being on my own, because, again, I like my me time, which is a little odd for a Gemini, right? But I love it. So, yeah, anyway, that was my little story. But this has kind of like that kind of thing where, like, if this is an adult child, they're fighting for, time, affection with this person. If this is a little child, it's probably more like a custody battle. And the snake, here's the thing. The reason why, so two things with the snake. It's just to distinguish one person from the other, first of all, okay? Second of all, if you want to label this person like a snake, like, this is like the meanie, right? The meaner, um, whoever they are, with the heart card, like, they're trying to keep the child from the man, okay? father, mother, what it does, again, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a younger child or an adult child, you know what I mean? Like they don't, it's like one of these people is negative, one of these people is positive. One wants to share, one does not, you know? Okay. The other flip side of the coin here, if this snake is childlike. So this is a little bit different. This snake who acts like a child. What do they call it? A petulant petulant child? Okay, now I want to watch Pride and Prejudice again. I have probably watched that movie 4 or 5 times since Thanksgiving. I've probably watched it twice, 2 or 3 times since Christmas. Christmas was last week. I think I watched it on Christmas or Christmas Eve, maybe. Keira Knightley version with Matthew McFadden, I think is his name. I can't remember his name. I think it's Matthew something. Donald Sutherland plays her dad. And he's really good too. He's really good in that. I like him in that. Whoever this snake is, they're trying to, they want the heart of this man. Like this is, so we'll just say it's a woman, right? It just makes it easier for me to distinguish the two characters. The snake is a woman, the man is a man. They're going after this man's heart with the rider, the birds. There's a lot of movement there. Like this snake, this woman is really trying. You know, seduction, flirtation, conversation, spending a lot of time trying to spend a lot of time together with this person. Whoever this man is with the mountain card, like they're immovable. Like this is somebody, I know this is going to sound kind of bad, but I mean, whatever. Like they might be kind of like having an affair with this snake, this woman, right? They might. Some type of friends with benefits, casual, back and forth, right? I'll hop into your bed when you're available, and the rest of the time I'm looking for my person kind of thing. Because with the mountain card, it's like they're accessible, but they're not accessible. And I think the heart is what this man is hiding, like trying to hide from this snake. Like I might sleep with you, but I'm not going to give you my heart, right? And I've talked about stuff like that before in my own personal relationships. Like I've had quite a few friends with benefits, casual, okay? When I knew what that was, my heart was not in that. Like I'm very good. Like when the relationship is distinguished, like this is what we're doing, this is what it is, this is how we're going to label it. Then that's what it is. Like I'm not getting my heart involved. It's fine. Even when I went back with the guy from 2023 and we kind of had that little month-long dalliance, the guy that has the girlfriend 6 hours away in Michigan. I broke it off with him because like I'm just not I'm not gonna share somebody. Like you have a girlfriend, go be with your girlfriend. Like it was fun, you know, the I don't know, 3 times we got together. It was fun. But like I don't share. I don't like to share. And I'm not gonna be, even if it's just a friends with benefits and a casual, like I'm not gonna constantly be at somebody's beck and call. And then when I want companionship, you know, when I want a shoulder, like you're never there. You're with somebody else. And when it gets to that point where I just kind of feel like maybe I'm gonna start developing feelings, you know, because it pisses me off. Because I don't want to be pissed off. I mean, it's just a friends with benefits, you know, fuck it. And then it's done for me. It's done for me. And that's why I broke it off with him. I mean, again, I think we saw each other maybe 3 or 4 times. 2, 3, 4 times. I don't even, probably 3 or 4 times in like a month-ish. don't even know, like just over a month, maybe like a month and a couple days. The thing is like, it wasn't like jealousy. It wasn't like, oh, you don't buy me stuff or anything like that. Like, I knew what I was getting involved in. Like, I knew what I was doing, right? And I told him, like, I'm not really the other woman. Like, I don't do the other woman. That's why when him and I were together in 2023, and I got the feeling that he was with somebody else, aka the girlfriend 6 hours away, I broke up with him. Because, again, I don't share people, and it's, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. It's, it ain't no thing, because it's not a relationship. And I told him this last time. I said, you know what? I said, don't, and I told him, I said, don't ever contact me again. I said, you're a pain in the ass. Like, you don't know what you want. Because he doesn't, and I mean, he could be lying to me, right? But in all honesty, he goes to see her once every month to 3 months. What kind of relationship is that? And I think I told you guys, I had mentioned it before, that I had asked him, "Oh, so when you retire and you move down to your dad's, Southern Illinois, she's gonna sell her home in Michigan and go with you?" And he's like, "I don't know what she's gonna do. She can do whatever she wants." And I'm thinking to myself, then you don't love this woman. Like, you don't love them. If you loved them, you'd be like, "Hey, my love, I'm going to retire down there in 5 years. Start getting your act together. Start fixing up your house so you can sell it so you can move down south with me, whether they get married or not." Like, if you're in love with them, why wouldn't you want to be with them? You're talking about him moving another 2 to 3 hours away. He'd be almost 10 hours away from her. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any love lost there. That's just my opinion. I think in his mind, it and he's, no offense, he's a man, and he's obviously weak in some respect, because to me, when I think about it, and I think about him and I think about her, it just seems like, for him, it's someone that he can say, "Oh, my girlfriend, my significant other. Oh, we've been together 2 years. I drive up to see her, to visit her, like my." With her kids. Like, he has a story to tell. Whereas when people look at me, I'm like, I'm single. you know like, you know I'm not dating. I don't have a man. I don't have a woman. I don't have kids. But he has a story to tell. "Oh, I'm dating, this whatever that lives wherever. We've been together however long. And I'm like, I'm single. I'm just saying, some people like that, though. Some people want, like, the fakeness. And they don't look at it like that, right? But they want that facade. They want to show the world, like, "Oh, I'm with this person. We've been together this long. Maybe one day we'll get married." And then, 5 years later, they break up because it was never anything to begin with. You see, you hear stories about relationships where couples are together like 10 years, they never get engaged. And then the woman or the man, I mean, usually the woman, but, or there's two women, whatever. Someone breaks it off because they're tired of waiting and the other one doesn't want to cave. And then both of them have wasted 10 years. But for those 10 years, they were like, "No, I'm with someone. I have a partner." You know, like, God forbid you be single. Now there's a whole wave of women, actually, that have sworn off men. I think I talked about this a bunch of times, but have sworn off men. Some have even gone lesbian, but they've sworn off men because it's just not worth it to them. Like, they don't want to sit around and wait for years for a proposal, for a marriage, for kids. Like, they can buy their own house. They can go out and get inseminated and have their own kid. you know? This is kind of like the opposite. Whoever this man is, like they're the ones that are they're holding back from whoever this snake is. And I think it's just because they know. I think it's because they know that they're like that they're not that forever person. They're not the right fit. Like they might be for here and now, but they're not for a long time, right? But this snake with the rider, the birds, and the heart card, like they're trying. They're laying it on thick. Whoever it is. And because of who this snake is with this childlike behavior, like they probably think like, oh, if I have a sexual relationship with this man, like that's going to keep them, that's going to hold them in place. They might not be thinking about how they're just being used. Do you know what I mean? Like if this is a purely sexual relationship, like a friends with benefits, a casual, when this man leaves, when he says, okay, I'm done, bye, and doesn't talk to the snake for weeks, months, maybe years, then the snake's going to realize, like, you were serious about that? Like, you really don't love me? You really aren't interested? Like, you know, it's finally going to knock him on the head and be like, oh, okay. Like, I thought I was your person. I thought we had something. I thought I had you pegged. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the snake in a way. Not really, but kind of. I'm trying to think of if I can give like a movie example, but I can't think of anything. Or like a TV show example. Because you could even look at it like this too. You could look at it like the snake is the rider and they're coming in, but this man is the bird and like he's flying the hell off. Like when he doesn't want to be bothered, he flies into the air, right, and moves. And this snake, who's the rider, is just galloping around like, where'd he go? You know? Why did I just hear Fortress of Doom? Was that was that G.I. Joe? Or He Man? Was that He Man? I'm an 80s kid, what can I say? I think that Fortress of Doom? I think that was He Man. Okay, Fortress of Solitude too is the other thing that I heard. So that kind of makes sense though when you see the mountain card and the man card, because whoever, like I said, whoever this person is, they're trying to protect themselves. Like they just want their peace. Like maybe whoever this snake is with these childlike behaviors, like they just bring a lot of chaos. You know, it would be like getting into a friends with benefits or a casual relationship with someone that always constantly has issues. Like always is quitting a job and starting a job, can never really pay their rent, like they're always behind in their bills. Like if they have kids, like they leave their kids to go be with the man and the man's like, well, what are your kids doing? Oh no, they're fine, they're watching TV. And the man's like, dude, they're 4 and 5. You know what I mean? Like whoever this snake is, like it gives that kind of vibe, like just totally like disconnected from reality, like no clue. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it resonates for someone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were entertained. I hope everybody enjoys their New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And I will talk to you later. Bye.